A curiosity in the plant world. A palm tree that flowers and bears fruit underground. Scientists have described a new species of palm from Borneo that flowers and produces fruit underground. Although the plant is well known to local people for its readily available fruit, this species has remained unnoticed by scientists until now. Sometimes it's really worth watching your step, or you might miss a spectacular scientific discovery. That's exactly what happened with this extraordinary palm. The discovery of this previously unknown species was driven by the desire to capture a clearer image. Thus, a palm species with the extraordinary ability to flower and bear fruit underground was discovered. The plant, named Pinina subterranea, is the first known species in the palm family to produce fruit and flowers exclusively underground. Most plants have evolved to produce flowers and fruits above ground to facilitate pollination and seed dispersal, leaving researchers wondering how the newly described palm survived for thousands of years. The description and results of the research were published in the journal Plants, People, Planet. This extraordinary palm is native to Borneo. Around 300 different species of palms grow on the island alone, and scientists know of over 2,500 species worldwide. This particular palm can be found in the rainforests on the border between Malaysia and Indonesia, as the land border between these countries runs through Borneo. The plant is well known to the local population, who appreciate its sweet and juicy, bright red fruit. However, the scientific community remained unaware of its existence for a long time. It appears that the first scientist to notice it was Malaysian botanist Paul Chai. He stumbled upon it when he visited the Lanjak Entamo Reserve in 1997. Indonesian researcher Agusti Randi also observed several such palms in 2017. The site where he found them appeared to be as if one had been dug up by wild pigs. The others had been partially eaten or trampled by other wildlife. Scientists from various countries, including Malaysia and Indonesia, of course, but also representing the Royal Botanic Gardens, (RBG), decided to join forces to better understand this previously unknown palm species. As Benedict Kuhnhauser from RBG admitted, if it weren't for Paul Chai's tip, researchers likely would have simply passed by the plant without paying attention. He himself happened upon it by accident, wanting to take a good photo of a young palm. After brushing aside the leaves, he noticed the fruit beneath them. There's a compelling reason to take a closer look. Both the fruit and flowers of Pinina subterranea appear largely hidden underground. It thus spawned a new family of palms called Ericaceae, the second part of its name referring to its unusual nature, and derived from the Latin word for underground. One issue is particularly intriguing in the context of Pinina subterranea's functioning. Flowering plants bloom above ground for a reason. This facilitates pollination by insects, for example, and subsequently seed dispersal. Geocarpic plants, while flowering above ground, produce fruit below ground level. Peanuts are a good example. There are also a number of plants that can flower and produce fruit underground, with a total of 171 species. However, species whose flowers and fruit appear exclusively underground are rare. So far, this has only been observed in Rhizanthella, orchid family. Pinina subterranea raises a number of questions. What pollinates its underground flowers and how does it find them? Scientists are currently at a loss and hope that more researchers will explore this issue to uncover the answer. Music helps in learning math. Music and math make a good pair. At least that's what a review of research spanning the last 50 years suggests. According to studies, listening to music makes learning math more enjoyable, keeps students engaged, and helps alleviate anxiety related to the subject. Music can make math more enjoyable for students. This is the conclusion of a meta-analysis of 50 years of research conducted by Dr. Ayka Akin of Antalya Bilek University in Turkey. The researcher searched academic databases for studies on the topic published between 1975 and 2022. The results of the analysis of over 50 studies suggest that music can keep students engaged and increase their motivation, leading to better results. The description and results of the analyses were published in the journal Educational Studies. The very word math can intimidate many students. And even at this stage, the beneficial influence of music can become apparent. As a meta-analysis by a Turkish researcher shows, it can calm such students. It's also believed that music can make learning math more enjoyable, increase their motivation, and enhance their appreciation of the subject. Learning math and music can be combined in various ways. The simplest form is rhythmic clapping when learning numbers and fractions. But math can also be used to design musical instruments. One interesting fact is that previous analyses have revealed that students who are better at music also demonstrate mathematical aptitude. However, the analyses have not provided a clear answer to the question of whether teaching young people music can translate into their better ability at mathematics. To this end, Dr. Ayka Akin decided to search existing databases for this purpose. Ultimately, she decided to compare the results of 55 studies involving a total of approximately 78,000 participants of various ages, from preschoolers to university students. These studies explored three methods for integrating music and mathematics lessons: music lessons, during which children sing, listen to music, and attempt to compose music, lessons in which they learn to play specific instruments, and lessons in which music itself was incorporated into mathematics learning. Students completed tests assessing their mathematical knowledge before and after participating in the aforementioned sessions. Overall, each method was found to have a significant impact on the effectiveness of mathematics learning. This was most evident in students whose music was directly integrated into their subject lessons. A 73% improvement in their scores was observed compared to those who did not participate in this type of activity. Improvements were also observed in the other two types of lessons: 69% of students learning to play instruments, and 58% of those participating in regular music lessons. It turned out that this type of support is most effective for teaching arithmetic, for younger students, and those learning the basics of mathematics. Why is this high effectiveness based on the research results described? As Ayka Akin emphasizes, mathematics and music have much in common, requiring both abstract thinking and quantitative reasoning. Hence, the aforementioned implications for arithmetic. For example, musical notes can be represented as fractions and added together to create several bars of music. Therefore, it might be worth considering planning lessons for both subjects together.